Hey there, Rich with Christmas Decor. I'm coming back to you with another video to talk about artificial Christmas tree. I got this tree put together and shaped. Like I stated in a previous video, this was a display, a floor display in a local Christmas store. It was purchased, so I don't have any of the information about this tree. I don't know how many of these micro LED lights are on here. It did come pre-lit. I call them fairy lights. But it was covered in them, at least the tips, not so much in the center. So I did add about 750 regular LED lights to this tree. You can see them. Bought it in a reel. And again, these are LED lights on the tree are LED. You can still find trees with the incandescent lighting, but most artificial trees and most people who are decorating are transitioning away from incandescent lighting and moving towards LED. LED is definitely much more energy efficient, and they don't get warm, so it really lessens the risk of a fire. But something important to remember whenever you're looking for lights, that you just double check whenever you're buying things at your big retail stores, the lights are always going to have this UL certified symbol on them, but it's important to check that, just make sure that they are certified. So, like I said, I added 750 lights to this tree, and I tucked them back in the center of the tree because there was a lot of these micro lights on the tips of this tree, but not a whole lot of light in the center. So you can see that it does really brighten the tree up. And it'll be nice because this tree will be covered in ornaments, lots of ornaments. And when you put a lot of things on your tree, it tends to block a lot of the lighting from inside the tree. So, you'll lose some of that brightness once you get all your ornaments on there. But also having those lights back in the tree will light up the ornaments that you do put back inside the tree. And so that also brings me to the shape of your tree. You can buy your artificial trees come in so many different shapes and sizes. Something to consider when you're thinking about purchasing a tree, artificial Christmas tree, or even a fresh cut tree, is the space that you're going to put it. Make sure that you allow at least 12 inches from the top of the tree to your ceiling so that you can put on a star or an angel or a fancy tree topper. It's kind of hard to do if you have 8-foot ceilings and you put in an 8-foot tree. Doesn't leave you a lot of room on the top of the tree to put a topper. So it's just something to consider when you're picking out a tree. Also, the width of the tree. You want to make sure that the tree is going to fit where you want to put it. Like I said previously, this tree is pretty wide at the base, but because it's artificial, I could bend up those back branches and slide it back against the wall a little more so it doesn't stick out into the walkway as much. And again, that's a nice thing about artificial trees, is you can kind of shape them and make them fit, as long as it's not, you can only bend them so much, right? So far in from the tip of the branch before you really hit the heavy duty steel rods that are in the branches. And those really are, I suppose you probably could bend them, but probably not a good idea. But those tips are usually very bendable. So again, a nice thing about an artificial Christmas tree is you can shape it to fit the space. Also, trees come in many different styles. This one is more of a natural look where it has holes in it that go back in, and then it has tips that stick out further. And so this one is good for hanging a lot of ornaments. And I always tuck ornaments back in the tree, so these holes make a perfect place to highlight ornaments back inside the tree. Some trees are more cone-shaped and full, and that's okay too. You just, again, if you're considering the purchase of a new artificial Christmas tree, think about the decorations that you have, or maybe that you want to get for on your tree, and take that into consideration when you're picking out your tree as far as the shape and the fullness. When I went through and shaped this tree, again, the branches that are inside are the PVC. It's kind of what you would used to have in the old school artificial Christmas trees. They were all the shredded, bottle brush looking shredded PVC. And that's still what a lot of artificial trees have inside, because it's good coverage. It's easy to shape to cover the post in the center of the tree. This tree, it came with, because it's really a tree that doesn't take a lot of shaping. Some of these trees are designed so when you take them out of the box and put them together, they've held their shape pretty well. This is one of those trees. However, when you crunch a tree down, wrap it up, and pack it away and get it out, you're still going to compact a lot of these branches. So I always shape the tree. It doesn't matter. Go through and shape it. And again, you just pull it out in a fan. Shape just kind of the way that you would imagine that a natural branch would grow out in the wilderness. I'll take some pictures of the inside of this tree and post them so that you can see how these branches are shaped internally. But the next step will be to get my bins of ornaments out and decide if I'm going to put ribbon on this tree or whether I'm just going to use beaded garland. And I won't really know until I get everything up and out of storage and start looking through stuff. I did put the tree skirt down here underneath the tree. This is a tree skirt that I have not used before. I really like it. It has, some gems on it. Artificial, obviously, like rhinestones and rubies. And I've also put the train under the tree as well. So I wanted the train around the bottom of this tree this year. So I will continue to take pictures and do videos to post. But if you have any questions at all about artificial Christmas tree, picking one out, lighting, just leave a comment below and I will respond. And I will see you soon. Thank you.